All right, so welcome to Friday morning, level 1 yoga. It's really exciting to see some faces like live in person that we haven't seen for a while. I mean, I appreciate you guys who've been coming in and everything, but it's really fun as more and more people are coming back in, you know, for, as I was saying, a lot of different reasons. And today's class actually kind of talks hopefully to that. Yesterday I was in a really bad mood. I was in a really bad mood yesterday. And normally I kind of wait for Kent and he'll say, you know, oh, would you like a glass of wine, you know, like around dinner time. And he came in from doing something in the garage. I already had glass wine for it. It was one of those days, you know. And I was reading an article and they were talking about the rate of depression right now with COVID going on. And talking to my clients, just so many people, they just are feeling like, you know what, I'm tired. I want to see my family, right? I want to be able to send my kid to college, right? I want to be able to do the things that we expect to do in our lives. And what happens when those kind of things are starting? What happens to us physically when we start to have those feelings? You know, our shoulders start to slump, our breath starts to shallow. We kind of draw into ourselves. And so today, my hope, the reason for this class, is to help you start to draw nice deep breaths down if you're finding any of that going on in your body, to help you open up, to lead with your heart, and to lift through the side body. Because as we start to collapse, we start to crush the organs, the hips pull forward. It's a really bad thing, guys. So we want to lift up through the side body, find some length, find some comfort, take those nice, long, deep breaths in and out, which will help to brighten our mood. And then recognize that we get to choose our attitude every day, right? Regardless of what is going on in your life. So find what for you is an easy position. It can be Vajrasana, it can be seated in Sukhasana, it can be whatever you would like. And then let your eyes close and let your eyeballs get kind of heavy. Let them roll back in the head. That's one of those things I know that when you're new to yoga, you're like, what in the world are they talking about? But that idea of not pressing through the eyes. And then notice where your tongue is at. If you're like me, I clench my jaws and I push my tongue up against my teeth. Instead, pull that tongue away, let it float in the center of the mouth, and then gently rest the tip of the tongue where the back of the front teeth at the top of the mouth meet the roof of the mouth. Just a very gentle, light touch there. And then let your breath start to deepen. Once you feel that breath start to come back to you, nice, deep, even in and out rhythm, then begin to bring mindfulness to how you're seated, pressing through your sit bones, lifting up through the heart, lengthening through the spine, rolling the shoulders down and away from each other, lifting up through the crown of the head, and remembering to draw that chin and the nose slightly back and in. Let's reverse that technique if we can. And notice if you lost the breath as you started to make those adjustments, coming back to the breath even as you hold this posture. And then finally, you might bring your index finger and your thumb together and let the palms gently rest up, gathering some energy today. Imagine as you take a breath in, drawing light into your body, drawing hope into your body. As you exhale, letting out any stale thoughts or any unhelpful emotions. Just drawing in light and hope, out darkness, negativity. Take 3 to 5 more deep breaths here this way. And then set your intention for your yoga practice once you've taken those breaths in and out. Once you've finished your breaths and you've set your own intention, draw your hands to your heart center. And gently bow your head, bringing your index fingers and your middle finger up to your third eye, bringing that intention from your head to your heart or vice versa, bringing the thumb back down to the heart, lifting the head up. Let the eyes flutter open softly and let the hands come back down by the knees. Just take a moment here to feel this imprint of, hopefully you've still got that nice lifted heart, lifted chest. And then go ahead and inhale and stretch those arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale the hands down to the heart center. Again, lift those arms all the way up. And this time on your exhale, twist to the right, taking the right arm behind you, holding them just parallel to the floor. So don't touch the floor. Look back and then look forward and try to get the arms even. Notice one shoulder is going to be more open and comfortable. And so try to even those arms out and stretch through the fingertips, twisting further to the right. Then flip the palms skyward and reach up, coming back through the center. Exhale the hands down to the heart. Inhale all the way up and twist to the left, again coming parallel to the ground. Drawing those shoulders wide, pressing through the fingers. And then flip the palms skyward, come all the way back up through the center. Exhale your hands down to your heart center. Inhale all the way up. And this time as you twist right, let the hands float down wherever they might, one in front, one behind. Inhaling up and then exhaling, plant that left hip and twist more deeply to the right. Couple of big breaths here. Try to relax those shoulders down and away. On your next inhale, bring the arms up through the center. And on the exhale, twist off to the left. Again, letting the hands float down this time. Inhaling up for length, planting that right hip and twisting more deeply to the left. On your next inhale, come back up with the arms lifted. Keep them lifted as you're through the center. Plant those sit bones, lift through the heart. Then stretch just the right arm up. Drop back down and stretch the left arm up. Do you feel your side body lengthening as you do that? Draw the left arm down and a couple times with your breath without trying to reach, just lift through the arms. So you're going straight up, finding length on that side body. Resist the urge to bend the elbows. And then bring the hands together, Charlie's Angel style, the Durga Mudra, fingers come together. Now try to window pane the ears with the arms and let your gaze reach up. Go ahead and let the head fall back, which is kind of a misnomer because we don't want you to let go of the muscular energy. And then draw the ears back in line with the arms. Exhale the hands down to heart center. We're going to bring the hands down to the floor in front of you. As you press down through the sit bones and the knees, start to walk your hands out. As you do this, try to press your hips away from your heels. So resist the urge to curl. Lift with the heart, lead with the heart, and stretch through that side body. A couple nice big breaths in and out once you find that maximum space for you. And then walk those hands back in. If you're on any sort of a prop, come off of that prop, taking it off to the side of your mat. Swing your legs around behind you and find your tabletop position. Get comfortable in your tabletop and then take 3 cat-cows with your own breath. Just making certain, feel those sit bones widen and then come together as you move in between. Roll your gaze up your spine, feel the belly drop down, even as you keep the muscular energy in the front body going. Pull the navel up and in and feel the back arch. And then let your mind notice your shoulders. You get a little bit of shoulder flossing going here as you do your cat-cows. On your next neutral table, go ahead and stop there. Bring the toes together, take the knees out nice and wide. Take a breath and rock the hips back. Inhale, press back forward again. Push down through all 10 toes. Exhale, rock back a little deeper. Inhale forward again. This last time we'll go down and we'll press all the way down. So press those toenails down, press the hips towards the heels, and then just let your front body slide down towards the floor. Nice big breaths in and out here. You can keep this quiet with the arms relaxed on the floor if you'd like for about 3 breaths, or keep it very active, stretching those arms out. Your practice, your choice. Where's your mood this morning? You okay, Catherine? Okay. Now, if you were taking a quiet child's pose, go ahead and stretch those arms a little further out. Press the palms down into the mat. Come up onto the fingertips. Hollow out those shoulders. Take a breath, pressing the hips towards the heels as you stretch through the arms. Think of pulling the shoulders away from each other down the sides of your body. And then with your next exhale, walk your fingers like little tiny spiders off to the right of your mat. It's not even Halloween, and I'm talking about spiders in our stretch here. Once you find that full stretch to the right for your body, go ahead and pull that left hip back in space. Feel that stretch increase on the left side. You thought you didn't have any more, but you did. And when you're ready, walk the fingers back to the center of the mat, resetting those hips, snugging them down towards the heels, and then walking the fingers off towards the left. Keep the head low, the front body as low as possible as you shrug that right hip back and stretch through the fingers. If this is an easy stretch for you, feel free to walk those right fingers further forward. And then come back through the center, planting the hands. Inhale and rise up, finding your table. From here, with the weight evenly centered on the hands, knees stay bent. Lift your left leg up and draw your left thigh parallel to the ground. Then with the left foot flexed towards the sky as though you're going to step on it, keep that 90-degree angle and just pump. So we're using the thigh and the glute to lift the leg. That's beautiful. Ken's got great form going there. You might feel the hamstring start to cramp. So if you do, feel free to take the leg down, stretch it out, and press back through the toes, just coming back as you're ready. Keep lifting and lowering. Yeah, you kind of have to look back and see, is my leg doing it? What's going on back there, right? And the next time that your leg is parallel with hip height or same as hip height, I want you to press through the arms, lift up, pull the belly in, press your weight into your left hand and float your right arm out long. Then take that right arm around to the side and reach for the left foot. Now, some of you won't find the left foot, so you just reach for the foot, and that's where you're staying here. If you can find that foot, grasp the ankle and pull the heart and the shoulders square to the front of the mat. Then maybe you turn it into a little back bend, lifting the left leg, letting the belly press towards the floor. Release and stretch both of them out long. Bird dog. Exhale, crunch in, knee to elbow. Inhale, stretch out. Hopefully that reversal, keep going, from the back bend to the cat-cow feels good here. After your third stretch here, you can draw both the right hand and the left knee back to the floor. Keep the knees close together. Exhale, press down quickly, unless of course it hurts your knees, and then go to a wide-legged stance, Nancy. And then inhale and press back up. How are they doing today? She's got her rat pad. All right. Lift that right knee up. Now look back, and ideally, you can help your neighbor, right? We're looking for a 90-degree angle. So if you look over and your neighbor is like all wonky, let them know. Sorry, you guys that are online. Peg's like, hey, I'm here all alone. And then go ahead and start lifting with the thigh and the right glute to pump that foot. Keeping a 90-degree angle, trying not to let it come from the belly. And as soon as I start doing that, my right hamstrings want to cramp up. So if that's happening to you, stretch that right leg out, take a little calf stretch, which will pull through the hamstrings, and come right back to it. Next time you're at hip height with the legs, stop there. Lift that left arm up and sweep it out and around so you get the shoulder rotation. Reach for the right foot. Again, if you can't get that, that's fine. You're just reaching for it. If you've got it, square your heart, square your shoulders to the front of the mat, and start to lift, turning it into a back bend. Release the leg and the arm, trying not to rubber band, stretching out into your bird dog, and then crunch. We'll do 3 of these. And Anusara yoga, the style of yoga that I was trained in, we don't necessarily do counter poses. Bring the left hand down, the right knee down. Go ahead and press back into whatever child's pose feels good for you. And if you need to rock those wrists out, go for it. But we are mindful of the way we sequence so that hopefully after back bends, we're doing things like twists, forward folds. When you're ready, inhale, lift up, come back through your table. We're going to stretch our legs out here and find a nice little plank. Breathe through this plank for 3, 2, 1, and then draw your right forearm down. Draw your left forearm down. Hold this for 3, 2, 1, and then use your right arm to come back up to high plank and your left arm to come back up. 3, 2, 1, and this time the left arm comes down first, and then the right arm comes down. 3, 2, 1. With control, drop the hips to the floor, stretch the toes out, roll the heart forward and find a Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose. It's hard not to say Sphinx pose. In this Sphinx, make certain that you're pressing your toes down, your knees pop up, your belly pulls in, and your heart lifts as you draw the elbows back towards the hips. One more breath here. Sphinx should always be a nice active pose. It's not a quiet one. And then exhale and release down towards the floor. Go ahead and stack your hands, but bring your chin to your hands. And then bend your knees and windshield wiper those legs. Now stretch your legs out. Plant your left toes, lift your right leg up and stretch it out long on the mat, reaching the toes for the back of the mat. Lay those toes down and press them into the mat. Press the toenails in. Then lift the left leg up and do that same thing. Stretch, get more length. Lay the legs down. I'm always amazed. We think, okay, my legs are stretched out. And then you lift and you do that. You're like, whoa, okay. Now slide your hands back and place the palms down on the mat. About hip or so palms, not back of hands. Yep, flip those hands. We don't normally do this in yoga. Press the sit bones towards the hip bones, pushing the hip bones into the mat. Then pull your heart forward, getting long in the upper body, and then draw the shoulders up, pressing the hands down into the mat. Now you can leave the toes pressing into the mat, or you can begin to float those toes up. If your back doesn't get tweaked, try to draw the legs close together. Think mermaid tail and press out. If that tweaks your back, Catherine just flipped her flippers. If that tweaks your back, go ahead and spread the legs a little wider. One more breath here, and then come part way down. Inhale and slide back up. This time, slide the arms out in front of you. And come all the way down. Inhale, lift up with the arms in the upper body. Reach for the wall opposite you to lengthen and then let the legs float up. Again, they can pull together or you can separate them. You okay? All right, and come down. Thank you. Nancy's honoring her shoulders. One more time. Inhale, lift up into your Superman. And then slide those arms back into a traditional locust and lift even higher. Exhale and come down. Oh, dear Lord, right? All right. Bring the hands underneath. You can have the chin on the hands or either cheek, whatever works for you. Bend the knees and windshield wiper those legs. the end of your next breath, as you're ready, go ahead, bring the hands back by the ribs, stretch the legs out long. Try to reverse your plank, coming back up, trying to avoid the worm. And then lift the hips high, finding a down dog. Go ahead and paddle out your down dog. Finding some comfort here. Now today in our down dogs, I'd really like you to focus on that length created in the side body, all the way from the wrist up to the hip. So take a moment here. We're going to try to find a little bit more of that. Bend your elbows out wide, like you're doing an army-styled push-up. Pull the elbows in, lift through the hips, and push that mat away. Breathe. Now bend your knees, bringing your shins parallel to your mat. Lift your sit bones up. Exhale, take the heels towards the mat. Look towards the front of the mat. Bend your knees and start to walk up. Little tiny steps, finding your forward fold. Keep a nice big bend in those knees, letting the head drop, lifting through the sit bones. Inhale, lift halfway up and straighten the legs, still lifting through the sit bones. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands to the hips, pull the elbows together, bend the knees, and reach up. Nice big stretch. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Inhale, reach all the way up. Right hand grasps left. Plant that left foot, reach up through the left arm and stretch to the right. Breathe here, pulling the right shoulder forward, the left shoulder back. Pretend we're outside looking up at the sun. Come back up through center, switch the arms out. Reach up through the right arm, down through the right foot, and then reach left. Breathe. Pull right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Take the arms wide, cactus the arms. Now, without breaking the ribs, can you lift through the heart and find a little back bend? And then inhale and stretch the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So as we work on side body length, one of the things I want you to be aware of is that break, all right? I talk about banana back, right? So from the side, I love banana back. And you can tell if you're doing it if your rib points pop out and away from your hips. So, and then you lose everything here, right? It just feels like a squishy little, right? So what I'd like you to do is bring your hands to your rib points. Pop those ribs out as though you were doing this cactus pose. Pop those ribs forward. Now feel what happens in the belly. Now pull those ribs in towards the hip points and try to corset the belly. Now feel your belly. Does it feel a little bit more toned, a little bit different? So even as we're moving, we want to try to keep this action. All right, so even in cat-cow when we're stretching, you're not just letting go, right? You're compressing and stretching. So think of that as we move through class, all right? Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. Pull that belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step back, find your plank, and then exhale and press to down dog. Fooled you, you thought we were going for a whole Sunday. Not yet. Go ahead and get comfortable again. Now, if you're down dog here, if your wrists are bothering you, feel free to come to a forearm dog if that's better, all right? Or to place your hands on blocks or to come to your wrists. From here, we're going to inhale all the way up onto the tiptoes, lifting those hips, pressing the chest back by the thighs. Then, keeping the front body pressed back, exhale the heels closer to the floor. Do that with the breath 2 more times. Inhaling all the way up, exhaling all the way down. 1 more time, inhaling up, exhaling all the way down. Look forward and press towards a plank. Exhale, take your chaturanga, and then come all the way down. Stretch through the legs, bring the hands back by the rib cage, pull through the heart, lift up, roll the shoulders. Pull in with the belly and see, can you lift the arms and stay lifted? Really try to press the toenails down, that'll help you. And then hands come down towards the mat, come all the way down, tuck the toes, reverse that plank, Maybe come through table if you need to. Exhale and press back down dog. Take 3 breaths in your down dog. Let your gaze come to the front of your mat. Step or hop up to the front. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, drop your hips and lift your heart. We're headed towards a chair pose. Inhale, reach up. Bring your hands down and find your rib points. Now lift your heart like you do in chair, where we're trying to turn this into a back bend, right? Back bend. Pressing the hips away from the heels. Now squeeze that area in the core and try to keep the heart lifted. Let the arms float back up. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna go right back to that chair pose and add on, so drop those hips. Lift the heart, keeps corseting the core. That's what I want to say, the core. Squeeze. Now as you inhale, press through the glutes to stand up. Drive your hands down to your hip points and press forward. Exhale, right back down to a chair. Did you let go of the glutes when you pressed down? Keep the glutes active as you pull up and push through. Go back to chair. Again, squeeze with the glutes to lift you up. Hands come to the hips, push those hips forward. Can you feel the glutes? Reach back. Is your tushy tight? All right, couple more of those chairs. Exhaling, squeeze the core, find your chair. Inhale, press up, hands can come here to the glutes. We just want to push forward, getting a little bit of a hip flexor stretch and engaging the glutes. Press back and down. Last one. Push up, take that stretch, and then come back to neutral. Beautiful. Donna was like ready to keep going. All right, inhale, stretch all the way up. Right hand grasps left wrist. Reach up and go to the right. Nice big breath. And then come back to neutral. Switch those arms out, stretch up, and reach over to the left. Inhale the arms up and exhale, hands to heart center. So I saw a glance at the fans, a glance at the thermostat, and a drink. So if you need a beverage, grab one. Nancy, if you want to check the thermostat and turn it down, make sure it's like at 72 or somewhere in there. You guys let me know comfort levels. I know it's kind of funny because Allie takes it like a pride of, she wants to make you sweat and stuff. I'll do a lot more in my yoga class if you'll just give me a fan.
The down arrow, but it didn't move. Just the big number is the actual temperature in the room. The middle number is the temperature.
Is what it said at.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is they pressed the arrow down and it didn't change.
The little number up in the corner didn't change? Huh, okay. Well, then it must be, there you go. Okay. All right, when you're ready, come back to the top of your mat. Now we're going to do some down dog crunches to work on our core a little bit more. Again, if you don't like that, you have options. You can come to the wall, come to your down dog, and do your down dog crunches here, right? This all works. Yeah, or you can conversely come to your forearms. What was that? She's making fun of the way I demonstrated that. Oh, they're excited to be doing down dog crunches. Okay. Elizabeth goes wink, wink. Okay. Or you can come to forearms, right? Or fists. So I want to be cognizant of wrists and know, take the modification you need. That's yoga, right? All right. Pride does not have a place on a yoga mat. All right. So stand firmly in your feet. Draw your shins in and pull your thighs apart. Let your breath come back to that nice deep, even breath if it's come away. Engage the ribs here and engage the glutes. Roll the shoulders back and apart. Let the hands fall out. Lift up through the head. Then inhale, slide the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Hopefully each time we raise those arms, you're finding a little more freedom. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step or hop to your plank. If you'd like the vinyasa, go ahead and take it. Otherwise, just meet us in down dog. From down dog, we'll take a few breaths, settling in. Then plant that left heel and lift the right leg up. Again, try to lift the right leg higher as you drop that left heel closer to the mat. Then bend the right knee and bring the right knee in towards the right elbow. You can tap it, yay, extra credit. Inhale, stretch that right leg up. We're gonna go cross body now, right knee, left elbow. And then stretch back and up. Come in towards your nose, and now push your heel way up in the air, your left heel. So you're up, up, up. Swing your right foot forward and through, and find a lunge. So if you're one of those folks where your foot gets stuck in the middle of your step forward, I want you to think of that last little bit of the down dog crunch we did. Lifting through the hips, pulling one knee up into the belly while you rise up onto the other toe, all right? Inhale as you step into the right foot. Step the left leg up high into the air, finding a standing splits. Now lift your left hip up and stack it on top of the right. Square the hips to the mat and let the left leg drop down by the right. Shake those legs out. Walk your hands off to the right side of your right foot. If you need to pop a knee to get there, go ahead. And then walk your hands back to the center. And then off to the left side of the left foot. Come back to the center. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep eyes and arms all the way up. Nice big stretch. And exhale, hands to the heart center. All right, let's vinyasa our way back to the other side. Inhaling up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step or hop to plank. Your choice, vinyasa or just press back down dog. Donna and a couple of you guys can appreciate in Allie's classes. I always need to remember, pace yourself, because by the inversion, you don't want to be tired. All right, take a few breaths here. As you're ready, plant that right foot, pressing the heel towards the floor, and then float that left leg up. Once you get the left leg lifted as high as you can, try to drive that right heel further down. Most of us lift it as we lift the opposite leg. Bend the left knee and draw left knee, left elbow. Stretch back out with the inhale. Left knee, right elbow as you exhale, curling the spine. And then come into the center, hover there, drawing the leg up and in, come up onto the right toes, and swing the left foot forward. You got it. If it gets stuck, you just grab it. Same side hand, grab same side foot. Step into the left foot, float the right foot up, finding a standing split. So in the standing split, hips are parallel to the mat and we're pointed. You'll hear it different ways. I don't care if you point or flex the right foot. Just press through the foot, the toes or the heel. Then, oops, sorry, I forgot the hip opener. Stack right hip on top of left, square the hips back off, and draw right foot down by left, shaking those legs out. Once again, walk your fingers off to the right side of your right foot. And then come back to the center. Walk your fingers off to the left side of your left foot. And come back to center. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's make our way down to a low lunge. So inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step or hop to your plank. If you'd like the vinyasa, take it. Otherwise, press back. We'll meet in down dog. We're going to plant that left foot and lift the right leg up as we inhale. Curl the knee up and in. Swing the right foot forward. Make certain you've got the alignment on the right leg, right knee over right ankle, and then draw the left knee down to the ground. If you would like more freedom in the upper back and the heart, feel free to reach back and find your blocks. If your fingers reach comfortably to the floor and you don't feel like you're kind of straining, No biggie, right? Either way, I'd like you to press those hips down and forward, lifting your heart, pulling your belly in, and breathe. Now again, you can stay here just enjoying the hip flexor stretch, or we can inhale, stretch those arms up. Exhale, twist to the right if you took the arms up. We'll all meet in the twist, left hand out to the outside of the right knee, right hand on the right hip. Lift up and pull the belly in and try to twist a little more deeply. Inhale, float those arms out like we did in the beginning of class, so they're parallel to the long edge of our mat. Flip the palms. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands down to frame the foot. Take the blocks off. No, keep the blocks in. Sorry, I want to add something here. For most of us, we're going to be most comfortable if we flip the blocks to the highest level, drive the right hip back, and stretch the right leg out. You can walk those blocks back, lift through the heart, and gently pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Now remember, there's hips and hams in every class, right? But we're really focusing on the side body length. So try to drop those hips as you lift through the heart. Pull the toes back towards the face. And then maybe you take that long body and lay it down on top of the leg. And then start to walk your blocks forward as you bend into the knee. Now you can take them off to the side. Hands frame that right foot. Stretch into a runner's lunge. Press back, finding your plank. Take the chaturanga to the back bend. And then lift through the belly, pressing the hips up high, finding down dog. Couple of breaths. All right, when you're ready, plant that right foot, lift that left leg up. Curl the spine, pull the knee up and in, come up onto the right toes and draw the left foot forward. Nice and deliberate. Draw that right knee down to the ground. Check the alignment on the left leg. Inhale and sweep up. Oh, I forgot the stretch, didn't I? Well, Nancy's grinning at me. I can always tell when I forgot something because she just smiles at me. We'll come back to it. All right. Take the twist first. So drop the hands down, left hand to the outside of the left hip, right hand outside the left knee. And lift up through the heart, twist more deeply. Once you've pretty much got the body, the upper body, parallel to the long edge of your mat, let your arms float out. Again, pressing harder through the left, the back arm, trying to straighten out for most of us. Flip the palms skyward, come back through the center. Exhale, the hands down, find your blocks. We'll add that little hip flexor stretch in here. So drop the hips down and forward, lift the heart, pull the belly in. The further forward you can drive those hips, the more you're going to open up that right hip flexor and the back of the left hamstrings. Come back to a neutral lunge with the hips and then start to walk the hips back, the blocks back, lifting through the heart, finding half Hanuman. Lift up through the body, pull the belly in, and draw the toes towards your face. Exhale and forward fold. And when you're ready, start to walk those blocks forward. Blocks come off to the side of the mat. Hands come to frame that front foot. Tuck the back toes. Step through that nice deep runner's lunge. And then inhale this time, draw that right foot back up towards a standing split. And then place the right foot down by the left and shake those legs out. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. All right. I think everybody in studio has their blocks near them. At home, if you don't, make certain that you bring your blocks up to the front of your mat so they're accessible for you. Almost all of us are going to want them on this next little bit we're going to do. All right. Yes, we'll be back at a lunge. All right, find the top of your mat. Find your Tadasana. Roll those shoulders apart. I don't think I realized quite how mellow, this is a new playlist I just made. I don't think I realized quite how mellow it was. Feels like this should be wine and yoga. All right, inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up. Nancy says that's just Shavasana. Exhale and forward fold. Plant your hands, stand on your left foot and float your right leg back, finding a runner's lunge here. Drop the hips, lift through the heart. Then exhale and drop that right knee down to the floor. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Twist to the left, let the arms come down outside the legs like we just did. Find a deeper twist. Keep the left hand on the left hip. Stretch the right arm up and then reach over, kind of at an angle. What would that be, 45 degrees from your knee? And draw the right elbow down to the outside of the left leg. Look down and make certain that your left knee is still over your left ankle. Stack your hands. Now lift through your heart. Most of us get here by curling. Lift through the heart straight in the back, trying to bring the hands in so the thumbs come towards your heart. Lift that left elbow. Now you can stay here or you can dig your right toes in and lift that right leg up, finding a high lunge with prayer twist. Inhale, coming through, releasing the prayer and finding a high lunge. Whoa, balance challenge. Flip that right foot down and find warrior two. Breathe. Now, warrior two is a hip opener. You're going to hear a lot of instructors say a lot of different things about your hips in warrior two, okay? Kind of the latest thinking is that the right hip should actually come forward, right outside edge of the right foot, pressing into the mat. I'm still kind of old school. I like to feel that hip opening, which means the right hip is slightly forward, but you're pressing back through it. Flip that front palm, keep a nice big bend in that left knee, go for reverse. Feel that side body length on the left side, but try not to compress the right side. We're lifting up and lengthening. And then come back through your warrior two. Windmill the arms down to frame that front foot back in your runner's lunge. Step into the left foot. Float that right foot up into standing splits. Now you're welcome to stay here just lifting, or draw the left hand back behind the left calf. Pull up on that calf. Use that stability to try to draw the right fingers up off the floor. Maybe you can grab the left calf. Whoops. Maybe you can fall like I just did. Don't try to look at your neighbor. And then bring both hands down and drop that right foot. Shake those legs out. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep eyes and arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's see if Sandy remembers that on the other side. If not, feel free to correct me. It's all good. All right, inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant those hands and step or hop to your plank. Now you're always welcome to add some push-ups in here, to do whatever you need to do, or to simply press back to your down dog. Remembering it's your yoga class, right? When you're ready, lift that left leg up, bend the knee, pull it into the core, coming up onto the right toes, and swing the left foot forward. Set up the alignment on the left side. Draw that right knee down. We went right for the prayer twist from here, right? See, I am forgetting. Inhale, stretch the arms up. We did this side. We need to switch sides. Sorry, guys. I switched up sides. So hop your legs differently. Your right leg should be forward. Yeah, yeah. Drop that left knee down. Now this feels right. I was like, something didn't feel right. Inhale up. Now take the right arm back and the left arm forward. Go ahead and bring the hands to the outside of the right hip and the right knee. Lift up through the heart, twist. Nice big twist. Now keeping that right hand on the right hip, stretch the left arm up. Keep the back long as you reach out and over the left knee. Draw the left elbow to the outside of the right leg. Look down. Is your right knee stacked, or like most of us, did you pull back through the knee? Then stack the hands. Lift up through the spine, lengthening, twisting, pull that belly button through, finding your prayer. Feel free to stay here or dig those left toes in and rise up to a high lunge. Balance challenge. Pull through. And raise the arms up, high lunge. Open up, find warrior two. Tidy up those feet. Think about your hips in warrior two. We want to protect the hips by pulling the outer left hip more towards the floor, but spreading the thighs away. Flip that front palm and reach up and then back. Nice big breaths. Come back, warrior two. Windmill the arms down to frame that front foot. Finding your lunge. Take a moment here to feel the stretch. Inhale, step into that right foot, lifting the left leg. Here's that balance challenge. You can stay here and just play with your standing split, or right arm comes behind the right leg. Pull up on the calf. That will draw your head down. Lengthening your body, give you a little more balance. Maybe you simply play with lifting the left hand. Maybe the left hand comes and grasps the right calf. And then drop that left leg down. Hands come to the floor. Shake those legs out. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Grab a drink. Grab your blocks. Not at the same time. Too much folding? You're doing the right thing. Yep, you just step back and. All right, so with blocks on either side of your mat, I'm going to give you the option here of taking the vinyasa and meeting us in warrior one, or simply stepping into warrior one. So if your wrists are getting tired, just step back into warrior one, legs tidy yourself up, and we'll all meet there, okay? If you'd like the vinyasa, inhale, sweep eyes and arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. See why we didn't do a sun? We have plenty of them. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands, step back, finding your plank. That's beautiful. Just keep working on the hips, right? Lifting the arms, checking in on the ribs. If you're taking your vinyasa, take your time. Yeah, don't worry, Catherine, you're not the only one. Oh, it doesn't matter. We can adjust. It looks like everybody's got their left leg forward. Donna's like, wait. All right, so find your warrior one. Bring your hands back to your hips. Notice again, when you were stretched up, I just automatically do it. I roll my shoulders back and my ribs pop out. So I need to really pull those ribs in and corset the belly. Then press firmly through that right heel and bend into the left leg. Bring the arms, if you brought them down, bring them back up. Now notice where your heart is. If your heart is in front of your hips, you don't have much room, right? So press the heart back by the hips. Now you can actually bend deeper in that front leg. Exhale, bring the hands back behind you. Clasp the hands. If reverse namaste is in your practice and you want to go there, go there. If you're like, just keep the hands clasped and press the right hand towards the right heel. Breathe. Now I know y'all think we're going humble warrior. We are not. Release the hands and stretch up, side body length. Exhale the hands down and find your blocks. Bring the blocks in pretty close to the left foot. Press the hands down into the blocks. Travel pushing the left hip back to straighten. So nothing moved here except my left knee, my left hip. Pull the right hip forward, left hip back. Press into the ball mound of the left foot, the big toe ball mound. Lift and stretch through the heart. And then exhale and forward fold. Now if this is like really, oh my gosh, my hamstrings are yelling. Go ahead and bend into warrior one legs and press back, flowing. That's fine. Static stretches are not all they're made up to be. One last breath here. And then bend into that front leg. Inhale, sweep up, finding that beautiful warrior one that you just perfected. Exhale the hands down to frame the front foot. Take the blocks off to the side of the mat. Hands come down, step back, find your plank. And again, your choice. Take the vinyasa or don't. Once you hit your down dog, check in with those ribs. In the effort to lift the hips, are you breaking at the rib points? Keep pulling the ribs in, corseting, breathing into the back body. Then let the right leg float up if you had the left leg forward last time. Sweep the foot forward and set up for warrior one. So I didn't give you the option this time. We just all did it. Reach up. Nancy says, no, not all of us. All right. Bring those hands down to the hips. Check in with the ribs. Stamp through that back heel. Pull the heart back and bend deeper into the front knee. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Stamp into the left heel. Bend further. Reach the arms up. You got it. Beautiful warrior one. Exhale the hands back. Find either your reverse namaste or your hand clasp, either one. And from here, on this side, we're simply going to inhale, straighten that front leg. Now your blocks are right where you can reach them if you want them. I want you, before you move, to press into the right big toe ball mound so that a lot of us curl the foot. We want to correct that. Take the heart over towards the right thigh and press, nice long side body down towards the thigh. Maybe the arms rotate up for shoulder opener. If you're in reverse namaste, just try to keep the hands in reverse namaste. One more breath here. And then let the hands float down towards the feet or your blocks. Bend into your front knee and rise back up into that beautiful warrior one. Take a moment to tidy up. Beautiful. And then exhale, frame that front foot. Take your vinyasa, if you'd like it. Trying to read my notes as I vinyasa. Take a couple of breaths here. We're going to plant that left foot. Lift on an inhale the right leg. Bend the knee. Sorry, honey. Lift the right knee up and come to three-legged dog with a twist. Try to draw that right heel in towards the right glute. Lifting the right knee up towards the sky. So try to bend. Beautiful. Square those hips off and drive the right foot in between the hands. Coming into a lunge. Inhale, sweeping up, finding your high lunge. Pivot that left foot down, finding warrior two. Make certain you know where a block is. Left hand comes to the left hip. Reach down, find your block. Take the block about a foot forward into the outside of the right foot. Step forward, dragging the left toe. Take a moment here to rearrange that right block wherever you can find balance. Straightening through the right leg, lifting through the left, stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders, floating the arm up. Now think about pulling your head towards the opposite wall as your leg stretches towards the back wall. Beautiful. Try to straighten your right arm. Yes, nice. When you're ready, bring your heart parallel to your mat. Lift your leg up into a standing split. And then drop the left leg down by the right. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, in fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. I love it. Cheryl was like, I like Ardha Chandrasana on the wall. I'm going to go back to the wall. So good job. All right. Feel free, move around. When you're ready, take a nice big breath in. We'll make our way back, forward folding. Inhaling halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step back, find that plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Pull through for whichever back bend suits you. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, press back, down dog. Take 2 breaths. On your next inhale, lift that left leg up. Pull the knee into the chest, swing the foot forward. Oh, we didn't do, thank you, we didn't do three-legged dog with the twist. I lied. Plant your hands, press back with the left leg. Bend that left knee,
Twist, lift the left knee up as you pull the right shoulder forward. It's always interesting, we think we're doing it, and I look at these videos, I'm like, my right shoulder's dipping. Square your hips off. Now pull your leg through. Reach up, find your high lunge. Pivot, find warrior two. Take a breath as you settle in here. Look down, find your blocks. Where are they at? Right hand comes to the right hip. Left hand travels down, finding a block. Stretch forward. Place that left block under the left hand, left shoulder. Lift the right leg as you straighten the left, stack the hips. Reach the right arm up. Again, think side body length, pulling that left shoulder, left side body long. And then square the hands to the mat. Square the heart. Lift the legs up into standing splits. Lift your right leg. And drop right foot down by left. Shake those legs out. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep eyes and arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right. I'm a little worried about you, dear. You okay? Do you want to sit?
I don't know. Maybe there's just been too many
Ups and downs, up and down. Yeah, I would recommend just come down.
Yeah, I just went to the position.
Yeah, just take a break. Yeah, take a break. Work on your breath. Remember 8 limbs of yoga, right? Work on your breath, taking those nice, deep, solid breaths, but not hyperventilating. Okay. All right. Press down through the feet. We're going to head to a twisted plank or fallen sage. All right. So yeah, that's why you sit. I know Nancy doesn't like this pose. So all right, inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step back, and just go straight to a down dog. Take a breath here. Plant that left foot. Lift the right leg up in the air, bend the knee and bring it over towards the left elbow. Stretch the right leg through and lay it on the ground. Maybe this is where you stop. Maybe you start to stretch through the back foot, coming onto the inner knife edge of the back foot and the outer knife edge of the front foot. Now it's a twist, right? Now we want to square the heart to the front of the mat. So we're pulling back through that right hip, out through both legs. Couple of breaths. Now, flip that back leg so you're up on the back toes, pull from the core, and lift back up, finding three-legged dog. Say, what? My left leg is never where I started. Drop that right foot down and find your down dog, pedaling it out. All right, plant the right foot, lift the left leg up, bend the knee and drive the knee towards the right elbow. Then take the left leg out and lay it on the floor. Press through the feet, dropping the hips down. Square the heart to the front of the mat, lifting, twisting. You can lay that right foot down. I learned it with the toes in and up, heel up in the back, so I just revert there. I've been like reading all these different, what's the back leg supposed to do in fallen sage? You're welcome to just stay here, working on that twist, driving the left hip back, right hip forward. If you took the inner knife edge of the right foot down to the ground, bring the right heel up, dig the toes in. Now, like me, if you're like me and your right leg is traveled, take it out a little wider. Pull from the core to lift up and drive the left leg back, finding three-legged dog. Nice, bring the left foot down by the right. Exhale, draw the knees down to the mat and press to a kneeling position. Go ahead and shake those or whatever works for your legs, all right?
I like it.
Is your knee doing okay? You like fallen sage?
Yeah, I mean, I can do it.
Good, okay, good, good. I'm always worried. I know Nancy has shoulder stuff going on, and so I'm always a little worried that, okay.
My legs are fine. Yeah.
She says her legs are fine. And Kent looks at me like, seriously, we're doing this pose again. But it's one, yeah, that was how I learned it.
Yeah.
Swinging twist when you're like.
We'll get Elizabeth's input there, you know, another instructor, or Catherine, on how you learned fallen sage. But all right, from here, you're going to have some options, guys. We are going to do a Vashisthasana. So what I want you to remember, side plank. There's a ton of side plank variations, right? Especially if you, I don't know if you've been doing yoga at home, but if you've not been doing yoga for a while, don't feel like, hey, I got to go for the whole thing and get my leg up there. Play with your options, or I'm going to walk you through a kickstand version, all right? So come back, bring your hands down to your mat, or come to your forearms. If you're on your forearms, your right forearm is going to come parallel to the mat, all right? And then stretch back. Again, if you need a little assist, you can always, or if you want to get a little more juice, press the heels into the wall. Bring the right hand or the right forearm forward and into the center of your mat. Stack your feet and bring your left hand up about even with your heart or your belly button, and then push your hips up high. Maybe this is your Vashisthasana today. Maybe you're going to drop your hips, coming all the way down onto the floor. Lift your left leg up, grab the ankle. I'll put that ankle, that foot down on the mat. Now your hands come back to the mat. Press the foot, the right foot knife edge into the floor. Lift through the hips and push up. Maybe this is your side plank today. What I want you to focus on is that lifting of the hips. Now exhale, draw the hips to the floor, the right hip down to the floor. Lift with the heart and reach back for that left foot. And again, huh?
Grab it?
No, don't grab it. If you can grab it, go ahead. I want to see it. Allie might be able to in this position. She's got it. All right. We're going to press the outside right edge of the foot, the outside edge of the right foot. There we go. As we lift the left arm and lift the hips and press right back up into our Vashisthasana. And then again, drop those hips, lift through the heart. Try to reach the left arm back. This is an outside of the right leg stretch, right? And one more time, plant the outside knife edge of that right foot, lift up through those hips, and find your side plank. Bring your left hand down to the mat, roll onto your right toes, drive your left leg back, and lift up into down dog. Work the feet out so they're about hip distance apart again, getting all set up in your down dog. Bring that left hand into the center of the mat and forward, or come to the left forearm, all your choices. You can this time bring the right hand back, kickstand, as you switch over onto the knife edge of your feet, squeezing, lifting your hips. Drop the hips, the left hip towards the floor, lift through the heart. Lift the right leg up, grab that right ankle, and place the foot further forward than you normally can get it. Nice big stretch again on the outside of the hip. Do you recognize pigeon? All right, inhale, press into the knife edge of the left foot and the left arm. Lift those hips, pressing the right foot in, and stretch the right arm up. Then exhale and float the left hip back down to the floor and let the right arm come towards the left foot. 2 more times with your breath. And this last time, stretch all the way up and then swing onto the toes of the left foot. Right hand comes down. Tidy up your hands under your shoulders. Stretch the right leg back, finding your plank. Drop your knees and press back to a kneeling position. Stretch your arms out. Flip your right palm out and take the fingers towards the floor. And then flip the right palm skyward, the right finger skyward, and stretch back. And when you're ready, you can just switch those hands out. Yeah, if toe crunching position isn't your thing, then you just come up onto your knees like Kent is. We just want to give those wrists a little bit of love for those of us that have been on the wrists a little much. You okay? Can't get the external rotation on the left arm. Okay, shake those hands out. All right, from here, you're gonna want your strap for this next one. If you've got a wall, it will be helpful. If you don't have a wall, don't worry about it, you can do it. We just wanna pay a lot of attention to the core. So we're gonna make a loop in our strap. And then actually, I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead, use a strap from here, I'll disinfect it. Just when you're done, just drop it there, okay? And I'll disinfect it. Honey, do you want to come use my mat? And I'm going to use you as a model. So he's going to make a loop big enough to go around the thighs, just above the knees, and then come down onto your back. Yeah, we're going to tighten it. So come down onto your back, and we're going to do like legs up the wall. So if you're using the wall, you're going to come in one side, it doesn't matter which, hands come behind you, keeping one hip glued to that wall, drop to your forearms, and swing your legs up. Again, if you're not on a wall, it doesn't matter, it's just going to help you. All right, now if you didn't already put your strap around your legs, sorry, hon, you're going to bend your knees. I'm going to place the strap around the legs, and then tighten the strap up so it holds your legs tight, close together. Now, if your back is uncomfortable here, raise your hand and I will put on my mask and come bring you either a block or a blanket to put underneath your back, all right? If you're at home, I can't do that for you. Sorry, just bend your legs, roll over and grab your prop. All right. Now, I want you to focus on, remember how we were talking about the rib points pressing towards the hips? Let go and let the back arch here. Feel what that feels like. Then pull the rib points towards the hip points and corset the core of the body. All right, I want you to keep all that engagement in the core of the body as you bring your hands down and grab the sides of your mat. Pressing through the heels, take your legs off to the right side of your body, sliding. Now, the minute your back comes up or your knees have to bend, I want you to press right back up to the center. So it's going to vary for everyone. And then on an inhale, come back up to the center. Check in with the core body again. And when you're ready, exhale off to the left side. Feel free, try to do 3 or 4 more of these on either side, on both sides, excuse me, not either sides. Checking to make certain that that back doesn't arch. We're pressing the belly button towards the spine towards the floor. Pushing out through the heels, lengthening the legs. It isn't cheating to either take the arms out into a T or to hold your mat side to side. And you'll know you're doing it right if you are vibrating by now, because you either have a very strong core or you're not, your form is not quite correct if you're not vibrating somewhere by now.
Am I just trying to keep my shoulders down? Or
Yeah.
trying to keep
No, you're trying to keep your shoulders down. For most of us, our hips will stay down. Yeah.
But they roll.
Yeah, they'll roll a little bit. And when you've done at least 4 or 5 of those on both sides, you can stop, bend the knees, and draw them in towards your chest and grasp your shins. And then as you exhale, pull the forehead up towards the knees, hollow out the belly, pressing it towards the floor, curling into a ball. Exhale and release the body back down onto the floor. Again, breathe, pulling the forehead up towards the knees, curling, making that belly concave. And then exhale, come all the way down. Go ahead and take the strap off of your legs here. And then you can shimmy the booty away from the wall a little bit, or if you'd like to set up for Shavasana with legs up the wall, just slide your legs back up. If you want the strap around the legs, take it wider and make a big V. If you like your legs straight up and down in your Shavasana pose, go ahead and just take the legs straight up the wall. Gravity will hold them there. Like we did at the beginning of class. Let the eyelids get heavy, let the eyeballs get heavy, rolling back into the back of the head. Take a nice big full breath in and a deep exhale out. This is an excellent song for our Shavasana. Those of you that are at the same point in the playlist as we are, it's Put Down What You Are Carrying. So today, put down what you are carrying. Make the choice. Let your attention go back to that tongue and your jaw. Perhaps open the jaw and rock the teeth a little bit back and forth. And then as you close it, bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth and then slide it down where the teeth and the roof of the mouth meet. Gentle press. We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Viktor Frankl wrote that in Man's Search for Meaning. Take a nice deep breath in and then drop your jaw and exhale completely. Again, inhale, drop the jaw. One last time, inhale, drop the jaw. If your legs are up the wall, feel free to bend the knees, sliding the feet down the wall. And then gently press the feet into the wall to push your fanny far enough away that you can roll to your right side. Take a moment here to collect yourself. And as you're ready, pressing up, finding an easy seated position, hands at your heart center, eyes softly closed. We can take care of our health, be nice to our neighbor, bring flowers home once in a while, work hard and perfect our craft. And each of these things will have an effect, but in the end, the outcome always is out of our hands. So what do we have control of? We can choose our while we can't choose our circumstances, we can choose our attitude. We cannot choose the forest we must walk through, but we can choose our own path. I love that line. We cannot choose the forest we must walk through, but we can choose our own path, our own way. And as we do so, we learn that in fact, this makes all the difference. When we choose a path and an attitude that celebrates life and a path that has to do with love and service, we become aligned with nature itself. And aligned with nature, we enter the flow of life, the joy of being at one with this miracle of life. Today, my prayer for you is that lifted, smiling, you're able to choose a path of happiness, of love, and embracing, if not in body, in spirit, those around you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for practicing this morning, guys.
Thank you.
I hope everyone is doing well, continues to do well. If you have questions about anything, let me know. Quick unmute everybody there, so if they have any thoughts.
Thank you.
How'd we do?
Good.
Good.
It was good.
Good?
Thank you. Yep.
Good, good. Elizabeth, how did you learn fallen sage, back foot?
I didn't. We never did fall on stage.
Oh, okay, okay.
I never did that in teacher training.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. So
So,
keep your eyes and ears open as you do classes and let me know.
yeah,
I think it's,
right.
I think it's just a difference in styles and teachers.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, thank
thanks
you
for
very
joining us
much.
today.